Derek Overstreet, founder of the New Millennium Group. We're a financial planning firm. We have advisors standing by right now to take your call. 888-999-6370. The reason you're going to want to call is we're going to help you retire 3 to 5 years before you thought possible. The way we do this is by putting together a step-by-step plan. So if you're one of those people listening and you'd like a plan in writing, give us a call at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or go to utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Only one type of burger. For every pallet. Fries are extra. Large in size. We've got the shakes. Going over the brim.
Hey, this is Chris from JCW's. Put a positive, delicious spin on your day at any one of our 5 locations. In Lehigh, American Fork, Provo, South Jordan, or Harriman. JCW's, quality and a lot of it.
It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag Utah Jazz.
Our response on a back-to-back wasn't great. They had us spinning defensively. They had 21 offensive rebounds. They turned us over a lot early in the game. We were able to get out in transition, and it just put us behind. We got to bounce back and move on to the next one.
The Utah Jazz suffer a pair of losses over the weekend. They nearly won against Denver, but critically, they gave up a 15-3 run to close the game, and they lose 135-129. Then they get blown out by Phoenix. And PK, combined with the other results around the league, it looks like they are locked into the 5th worst record in the NBA. Mission accomplished in Denver. That got a little touchy there for a minute.
Well, yeah, but then he sat the guys in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
So if you're sitting Filipowski and who else, Sensabaugh, so you don't win, I guess that's a positive in that they were in that game, and Denver's Jamal Murray needs to hit some big shots and smacking his chest. A bunch of guys.
I know, was that crazy?
So that's sort of good news.
Celebrating like they won a playoff game.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't matter to them, but the point for me is that maybe those guys that others have dismissed to a degree, maybe they can be players in this league. I'm talking about Flipper and Sensabaugh and Cody Williams. Cody went home to Phoenix and laid an egg, but other than that, maybe there's something there that they can round out a decent rotation on the cheap.
Jazz are back at it tonight. Donovan Mitchell, former Aggie Sam Merrill, and the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Delta Center. Tip-off at 7 o'clock. Pre-game starts at 6 o'clock here on The Zone. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NBA.
You buying the Celtics, PK? They got
I don't
50
have enough
wins
money, man.
for the 5th straight year. Jaylen Brown said he was giving a little bit of grief there to people who said this would be a gap year because of the Jason Tatum injury. Like their chances of coming out of the East?
Well, I guess if 50 wins is something to celebrate, then he should smack talk, but see what they do in the postseason. I like their chances probably as good as anybody's.
Yeah. It does look like a big old toss-up there in the East. We'll see who's healthy when we get to the playoffs. That's been a major problem for a lot of those teams. The Sixers got Tyrese Maxey back, and Embiid, Paul George, they were all playing. And Philly beat Charlotte 118-114. And Dallas picked up win number 24, so they moved 3 games beyond the Jazz. But the Jazz didn't get any help last night when the Kings got beat. So they're still sitting on 19 wins. It seems unlikely after they lost to the Nets that they'll get to 21 like the Jazz are. So that pretty much should settle that. Luka Doncic out, 16 technical fouls. So you got to be suspended for a game. He'll sit out the game tonight against the Wizards. They ought to be able to beat the Wizards without him. Good time to get that suspension. DJ and PK.
Hashtag college basketball.
Just about 10 minutes ago, ESPN reporting that Northern Iowa's head coach, Ben Jacobson, is accepting a 5-year deal to coach at Utah State. The Aggies get another guy who doesn't on the surface seem to have any local ties, does he, PK?
Not that I'm aware of, but who knows? I had no idea. You weren't here. last week when we found out Joe Flacco's father went to BYU. So, who knows?
Who does know? He'd been at North Dakota and North Dakota State as an assistant before he moved to Northern Iowa. And he's been there as an assistant and a head coach, almost forever, it seems like.
Almost forever.
Forever. 25 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, he's 55 years old, so he's a little bit different than the other guys who were younger.
Yeah. Yep. The Final Four is set in dramatic fashion. UConn from 19 points down and a steal with 5 seconds to go, and a shot from the edge of the logo goes in with less than a second to go, and UConn with an epic rally into the Final Four, joining Michigan, who'd gotten there with a blowout. It's about as entertaining as it gets. Braylon Mullins letting one rip from the logo and winning the game.
Yeah. I mean, I've been there, man. I've let a few rip in my life.
Let it rip, PK. Let it rip. Not the same thing.
Oh.
You buy in Arizona, they're in the Final Four. That's been a major.
I don't have enough money
program
to buy Arizona and the Celtics. I can only choose one or the other.
I'll choose them both. Come on.
Sure, why wouldn't you buy them? I mean, they've won easily most of the season. You don't buy them by now, you're never going to buy them.
BYU women's program will take on Kansas today. WBIT semifinals, 3 o'clock on ESPNU. DJ and PK.
Hey, I'm Josh Spiegel, host of the podcast Lunatic in the Newsroom. If you enjoy journalism that drifts into mild panic, wild overthinking, and a guaranteed nervous breakdown, Lunatic in the Newsroom is for you. It's news like you've never heard before. The only newsroom with a panic button. You'll laugh, you'll cry, and gasp in horror as the show spirals completely out of control. It's not just news, it's emotionally unstable. Lunatic in the Newsroom. Listen today.
I sold my car in Carvana last night.
Well, that's cool.
No, you don't understand. It went perfectly. Real offer, down to the penny. They're picking it up tomorrow. Nothing went wrong.
So, what's the problem?
That is the problem. Nothing in my life goes as smoothly. I'm waiting for the catch.
Maybe there's no catch.
That's exactly what a catch would want me to think.
Wow, you need to relax.
I need to knock on wood. Do we have wood? Is this table wood?
I think it's laminate.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's close enough.
Car selling without a catch. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Hashtag NFL.
Philadelphia Eagles general manager Howie Roseman said he's responding to every inquiry about wide receiver A.J. Brown by saying A.J. Brown is a member of the Eagles, despite his mercurial attitude towards the team's offense. Careful not to make any promises. Why make promises in pro sports, PK? He is a member of the Eagles. That's not debatable. But, a day from now, a week from now, a month from now, who knows?
Well, I don't think it's a promise that he's an Eagle. It's just to increase his trade value.
Yeah. And they'll wait to. He's got a clause in his contract coming up, and there's a date where it'll be easier on the cap to move him then. So he may just be buying time right now.
And that might open up some space for Cubby.
Yeah, you're right. You never know. Cleveland Browns recently altered some of the language in Myles Garrett's contract, but that was not a precursor to them trading the NFL's reigning Defensive Player of the Year. That's according to General Manager Andrew Berry. He got a 4-year extension last year. The change spreads a dead cap hit that he could incur over multiple years. So we'll see if they're just doing that to help themselves with the cap right now, or if they are actually going to move him down the line. John Lynch says concerns about the 49ers' practice fields and the training being adjacent to a power substation and rumors of heightened injury concerns were a big nothing burger. They hired an independent scientist to study the substation to see if there are any issues on the players on the practice field that's nearby. So that ought to clear that up for the conspiracy theorists.
It's a nothing burger, whatever that means.
The NFL is set to begin hiring and onboarding replacement officials in the coming weeks. A stalemate with the NFL's Referees Association continuing to wear on. Training of the replacements will begin May 1. Prepare yourself for a whole new set of refs and the controversy that inevitably come with it. DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
Opening series in the book, PK. Anybody you're surprised with right out of the gate?
No.
Anybody catch your attention?
How about you?
The NL West getting drilled. What happened? 3 teams got swept. That caught my attention. The Padres went 1-2, and there are the Dodgers, 3-0, already running away with everything.
Yeah, who cares if they did whatever they did? The Dodgers are going to win it anyway.
Yeah. The Yankees dominated the Giants, only gave up 1 run in 3 games. That caught my attention. That's I don't know if that's Yankee pitching or Giant bats or just a 3-game aberration, but getting outscored 13-1 in the season opening series, that was pretty rough for the Giants and pretty impressive for the Yankees. DJ and PK.
#golf.
Gary Woodland wins the Houston Open by 5 shots. First time he's won on tour since the U.S. Open in 2019. It's been a wild journey, but he cruises to a 5-shot win in Houston.
Yeah, it was emotional for him, obviously. He's had some big-time setbacks that he's had to battle through. And to get that one, you could tell it really meant a lot.
Tony Finau finished tied for 39th, 6 under. His Masters chances fading here. Patrick Fishburne missed the cut. Might not have Tony at Augusta. DJ and PK.
#NHL.
Unbelievable commitment from the boys. They were engaged, intense. Our gap was phenomenal. The D played a hell of a game, all of them. Our 6D played really, really solid. Like the way we play in our zone, and obviously that generated offense for us. Our forecheck was really good, especially early in the game. And our special team were elite as well. So it's a great night.
That is the head coach, Andre Tourney, Utah Mammoth, beating the Kings, dominating the Kings, winning 6-2. You never really know what you're going to get out of this team, PK, and they showed it once again. They've had games that were struggles, and then they have games where it looks so easy. And it looked easy as they thrashed the Kings.
Yeah, that was something I guess that they needed, but I don't know that their confidence is that fragile that they needed as opposed to a 3-2 win is what I'm saying. I mean, they need wins, obviously, but I'm not sure that means that they're more confident or they desperately needed that to increase their confidence. They need wins to, as Armstrong says, to see an X by their name in the standings, which means they've clinched a playoff spot. So I'm not so caught up in the fact that they rolled and 6 goals and beating the team by 4 obviously is a lot, as opposed to the win and moving forward towards the playoff. I just don't see their confidence being that fragile that, wow, now they're really going to take off.
Yeah, I wouldn't guarantee that with what we've seen up and down and all that. Who knows? I think to your point, it's about the win. That was a 4-point swing. The Kings are literally the 9th place team, the first team out of the playoffs, and they're now 6 points in front of them. And if they lost that game, they would have only been 2 points in front of them. So obviously it was a big win, but I would just go with what it did for giving them a little separation in the race as opposed to, who knows how they're going to play. They don't play again until Thursday, and who knows how they'll play when they come out for that game. But that gave them a little separation with the Kings, which now that we're getting down to, depending on the team, 8, 9, 10 games to go, 6 points feels like a lot. That feels significant right now. Yeah. Obviously, it's not clinched, but it's a big boost. They'll go to Seattle, play the Kraken Thursday night. That is their next game. And then right before the playoffs, the Vegas Golden Knights, who are in the middle of a wild race in the Pacific Division, fired their head coach, Bruce Cassidy, out with 8 games left in their season. They hire longtime NHL head coach John Tortorella as his replacement, and we'll see if they get into the playoffs and how they're set up. The possibility that they could play Utah in the first round, although right now Anaheim has surged ahead in that division and is the likely first-round opponent, but still a little ways to go. 2.5 weeks left before we get to the playoffs. All right, that's what is trending. There are your headlines. What is trending is brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small, and get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Coming up, Steve Cleveland, former BYU basketball coach, joins us at 8 o'clock. Barry Trammell, sports columnist for the Tulsa World, at 9 o'clock. The question of the day is next. Stay with us.
Hi, this is Alex Kantrowitz. I'm the host of Big Technology Podcast, a longtime reporter and an on-air contributor to CNBC. And if you're like me, you're trying to figure out how artificial intelligence is changing the business world and our lives. So each week on Big Technology, I bring on key actors from companies building AI tech and outsiders trying to influence it, asking where this is all going. They come from places like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, and plenty more. So if you want to be smart with your wallet, your career choices, in meetings with your colleagues, and at dinner parties, listen to Big Technology Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Mom, can you tell me a story?
Sure. Once upon a time, a mom needed a new car.
Was she brave?
She was tired, mostly. But she went to Carvana.com and found a great car at a great price. No secret treasure map required.
Did she have to fight a dragon?
Nope. She bought it 100% online. From her bed, actually.
Was it scary?
Honey, it was as unscary as car buying could be.
Did the car have a sunroof?
It did, actually.
Okay, good story.
Car buying you'll want to tell stories about. Buy your car today on
Carvana.
Delivery fees may apply.